Welcome to the 134th episode of Lalitha Sahasranam Stotra. Saturation is the key for blissful life. Let us see an example. Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was known for his contribution in the field of defense as a defense scientist, and subsequently he served as the first man of the country, the highest office, the President of India. But all that is secondary. He likes Dr. Abdul Kalam, he likes teaching. His soul has chosen teaching. That was his passion. What was passionate? The passion is basically connected to your soul. So that's why, after he stepped down from the president position, he returned back to the teaching. He was teaching even after stepping down as a president. That time he was teaching, and on one occasion he went to Shimla to give a seminar, a lecture. And in the middle of the seminar, he collapses and his soul departed the body. It is unbelievable. The taste that his soul has chosen, the soul was saturated with the taste. The soul of Abdul Kalam said, "Enough is enough. I am done with this taste of the passion of teaching. I am happy and content, I am leaving." Now, if it can wait for another maybe half an hour or so, or maybe 1 hour, the seminar would have been completed, and maybe there are some refreshments, tea, snacks, etc., and some felicitation, all that the soul can witness and then leave. But the soul doesn't matter. Soul doesn't bother about all these things. Whether I am saturated or not, that's what matters. And so this is a perfect example of saturation is the key for blissful life. Let us move on. Next nama is Varada. The saturated form of Kalyani is Varada, the beginning of Kamalatmika Vidya, the onset of Kamalatmika Vidya. Kalyani was transformed as Kalavati, the saturated form of Kalavati in north-south direction, or Uttarayana Dakshinayana, transforming as Varada. 9 of the 10 Dasamahavidyas techniques terminates into Kamalatmika Vidya. Kamalatmika Vidya is like a superset. It can encompass all the remaining Dasamahavidya techniques. Through Kalavati, 64 art forms were being introduced, that is, product of 9 and 7. 9 into 7 is 63. The introduction of 7 Kundalini Chakras with 4 faculties and 5 senses results into 63. The number after completion of 63 is 64. Hence, through Kalavati, the individual is saturated in 64 different fine arts. This is saturated form of Kamalatmika Vidya. Kamala means a lotus operating in a witness mode. Hence, saturation in 64 fine arts in in a lotus fashion, in a lotus form. Otherwise, it's impossible to get saturated in 64 fine arts. If not for a lotus mode of operation, to get saturated in 64 forms, art forms, is not easy. The saturated form of Kamalatmaka Vidya transforming as Varada. When Kamalatmaka Vidya gets saturated, all the Kundalini chakras have turned into lotus shapes. They become like a lotus, all the 7 Kundalini chakras. In this state, the external posture is known as Varada Mudra. Through this nama, Varada Kameswarastra Nirdagda Stabandasura Sunyakari enters planet Earth. In Matsya Purana, Yachaha Mukta Vanasya Uttana Karatam Sada Uttano Varada Pani Reva Devyasa Daivatu Surasura Munivrata Varadeyam Bhavishyati. In Devi Bhagavata, Varadhibhya Suradhibhya Kamas Purayathishwari Dhaturvanya Varane Proktastena Sa Varada Smruta. In Varaha Purana, Navamyancha Sada Pudya Iyam Devi Samadhina Varada Sarvalokanam Bhavishyati Nasamsaya. Next nama is Vamanayana, saturated form of Jagati Kanda, that is Vamanayana. How are the various forms of Jagati Kanda got saturated? In north-south direction as Kalalapa, Kanta, and the residues of this again reappearing in Kaliyana or random acts of Karmacharana as Vamanayana. What does Vamanayana mean? Va means the air element of Panchabrahma, or it represents the Vamadeva. Ma means the earth element of Panchabrahma, or representing Sadyodhyata. Na means water element of Panchabrahma, or Tatpurusha. Ya means sky element of Panchabrahma, or Isha. Na means the water element of northbound Narayani. The 5 faces of Shiva are known as east facing Tatpurusha, west facing Sadyodhata, south facing Vamadeva, north facing Aghora, and so sky facing Isana. The Vamanayana means the entities of Panchabrahma in Dakshinayana or anti-clockwise direction. The entities of Narayani in Uttarayana, Dakshinayana, in Uttarayana or clockwise direction, these entities getting transformed into east-west or Paschimana Purvana. That means the combination of Panchabrahma entities in anti-clockwise direction and along with the Narayani in clockwise direction, transforming into Paschimana Purvayana, that is Vamanayana. That means those who got saturated in Kalalapa and Kanta, they experience a churning of the water element of Narayani with the help of air element through the air element of the Panchabrahmas, and that is Vamanayana. The cyclonic storm to transform Vamachara from north-south direction to east-west direction. And once virtue is transformed into east-west direction, it is easy to get saturated, and that is Vamanayana. So, in other words, those who can weather the effects of Kalalapa, Kalavati, Kalalapa, Kanta, Kadambari, Priya, only those have the capability to weather the cyclonic storm of Vamanayana. Vamanayana describes the Shodasha Vidya form of Kamalatmika. That means Shodasha Vidya applied through Kamalatmika Vidya. And it is known as Eshavu Eva Vamani. So Sha here means Shodasha Vidya. Vu is the Vishnu Grandhi, Vishnu form of the Shodasha Vidya in Vishnu Grandhi. And Vamini means Vamachara. This is an experimentation of Shodasha Vidya in Vamachara through the route of Kamalatmika Vidya. Bhakta Kannappa practiced this very technique and was able to get blessings of Kalahastiswara. Kalahastiswara is known as the air form of the Shiva and hence the Vamachara. Through this Nama, Vamanayana, Brahmopendra Mahendra Adi Deva Samstata Vaibhava re-enters planet Earth. Remaining Namas we will explore in the next episode. Thank you.